Hello students, as we have read about poets pen poetry, today we are going to read about W.B. Yeats' poem, The Second Coming. It is not only the second coming of the Christ, but the second coming of the corruption, the second coming of the atheism, etc. W.B. Yeats, who was born in 1865 and was died in 1939, he was an Irish poet and a dramatist. W.B. Yeats, who was too much inspired by the work of R.N. Tagore. R.N. Tagore, who was a famous Indian patriotic poet and well-established personality in Indian literature or Indian education field. Rabindranath Tagore, who was a dramatist, a painter, a writer, a poet, versatile personality. W.B. Yeats, dramatist and a poet, and he belonged to Ireland, so we can say that he is an Irish poet, and greatly influenced by mysticism. Mysticism is a great subject which is used by most of the Victorian poets at that age. Victorian age, most poets are W.B. Yeats, T.S. Eliot, Tennyson, etc. The Second Coming is a poem about the biblical reference. Biblical reference belong to Bible. There is a very unique character, Jesus Christ, the hero, the protagonist of the religious book, Bible. And this poem is about the second coming of Christ because there is corruption all around, the lust and the unworthy people and unruly system. So the second coming of Christ is necessary. But this poem touches the both sides of the point. It is not only the second coming of Christ, but also the second coming of the unrule, tyranny, and the unworthy people, etc., etc. Atheism, all right. This is the text of the poem. So look at that. Turning and turning in the widening gyre means the turning and turning time and became the wide gyre. Gyre, it's a round circle which is going to become widen and widen because there is nothing, there is no rule on the earth. There is everywhere corruption and the unruly nature of the people and the subjects. The falcon cannot hear the falconer. Falcon means the religious people cannot listen to the falconer. Falconer means the religious priest, etc., etc. Falcon is a bird, which is a hunter bird, and falconer is the trainer of the falcon. So, as we know that the falcon always listen to the falconer, but this is the time, the modern time, that nobody listen to anybody. Means the person, the people of this country, the people of this world are as modern as that they don't allow their mind to listen the voice of the priest, the voice of the pope, and the voice of the pandits, and voice of the learned people. They forget about it. They denied to listen to their rules, to their preachers, etc. Things fall apart and the center cannot hold. Means the center, the church, the temple, the mosque, they cannot hold, they are going to lose the mind of the people. It shows that there is the unruly persons, are widening and widening in this situation. And mere anarchy is loosed upon the world, and there is only anarchy. There is unrule all around. There is no settlement. There is no rules. Nothing is settled in this world because there is no rule. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world, and the blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. There is no innocence because it is killed. The innocence of the people, the innocence of the society, the innocence of the civilization, all are murdered by the atheism. There is no religion, there is no person who believe in religion, and they are all around. There is all around this system. There is no system all around there. And the blood-dimmed tide to lose, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drawn. The Basque lake all convention, while the rust are full of passion and intensity. These two lines shows that the bad persons, the bad situations are become more stronger, become more stronger than the good situations. Good situations are drowned or punished by the bad situations. Good people are punished by the bad people. There is no way to go for a good purpose. There is no way to do good things because only the bad and the evils become the supreme of this world. So these lines show that the circle of the corruption, the circle of the unreligiousness, the circle of the bad habits become more wide and nothing on the earth can stop that because there is no one want to control the circle. And the ceremony of innocence is drawn, and the innocence people and the innocence society are killed by the people, by these people, and the best lack all convention while the rest are full of passionate intensity. Means the rest is going to happen. There is nothing who can stop it. So we can say that these lines show the negative side of the poem because poet is very passive mood in these lines. And the turning and turning in the widening gyre. This picture shows that the gyre is becoming widening and widening, and the religious gyre became the lower and lower. Religious circle shows the blue circle, and the unruly or atheism circle is the red circle. The blue circle shows that the circle is going to in their limitation, in its limitation, and the unreligious persons which are limited now became unlimited. Their number is going in the larger tone, in larger shape. Each circle equals 200 years of history. Each circle shows that the 200 years has happened, means 2000 years history is shown in this circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These shows that the religious is very wide in the start and then it became very narrow at the last. And the unreligious people and unreligious habits which are very narrow now became very large after 2000 years of the death of the Christ. This shows the rebirth of atheism, the rebirth of unreligious people, unreligious society. Each new gyre bring about across the destruction of the old. Every new gyre is the sign of the destruction of the old gyre. So we can say that the theism is destroyed by the atheism. In 1921, it's thought that the world is on the brink of the end. In 1921, it's considered that this is the limit, highest limit of this world. Now, the demolish time of the world, the bad time of the world is going to start because there is nothing good in this world. As we read in T.S. Eliot's famous poem, Wasteland. In Wasteland, T.S. Eliot describes about a situation, about a problem in the society. There is a big problem in the society that there is no one is ready to believe on God. There is no one is there to believe on the system of the society. Everyone is busy in the corruption and lust. And at last, the poet found a solution in Indian Upanishads. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashit dukh bhag bhavet. Om shantihi, shantihi, shanti. This is the solution of all problems according to T.S. Eliot. Now, W.B. Yeats also want to say that this word goes the highest limit of this. And now the destruction is on our hand. There is only destruction. As we saw that the First World War and Second World War, these both are the most dangerous destruction in this world, and W.B. Yeats is right in this poem. So we can say this opening lines shows that the widening gyre of the unreligious person, society and civilization is going widen and widen, and the religion is going to narrow and narrow and narrow. Each line shows the 200 years of this decade. The falcon cannot hear the falconer. This is a very good phrase and about the religious people. Falconer is the priest or the pope of the Christ, and the falcon is the person who believes in the religion. Falcon is a bird. It is a hunter bird, and it always follow the rules. It always follow the indication or the sayings of his master, and the master, the who was falconer. But This metaphor shows about the priest and the subjects or the people, religious people. The people cannot hear the priest. This is the line. We are at point in history when we are spiraling out of control. We became out of control. We don't know where are we going because there is no control of religion over us. The science is became supreme and the religion became the narrow or the lowest. Now religion has no importance in this society. W. Bates is very sorry, I feel very sorry about the society's situation because society is going on downfalls. Surely some revelation at hand. Revolution means the rebirth, the regeneration, or the reawakening of the Supreme God. Surely some revelation is at hand. Surely the second coming is at hand. The second coming of Christ, the second coming of atheism. Both are presented in this line. The second coming of Christ is the positive attitude, and the second coming of the corruption, of the lust, and of the unreligious personality, and the atheism is the negative point of this line. The second coming, hardly are those words out because the writer is also not believe on these words. The second coming means the rebirth of Christ. It is a biblical reference that after the death of Christ, after the 2000 years of death of Christ, the ancestor of the Christ appear and became the God of this world and became the Pegamber of this world. But these lines show the both side effects, good and bad. When a vast image out of a spiritual Mandi troubles my sight, a vast of desert sand, a shape with lion body and the head of a man. This line shows about the Egyptian statues. The second coming, hardly those words out. When a vast image of out of a spiritual Mandi, spirituous Mandi means earth, spirituous earth. There is the image in the mind of the poet, and this is spirituous. Troubles my sight. It troubles the sight of the poet, a vast waste of desert and a shape with lion body and the head of a man. Shape of a lion body and the head of a man. This line show about the Egyptian reference. In Egyptian statues, there is a statue whose body is completely about the lion and the head is of man. This is or can be said just opposite, similar to the Narsimha avatar in Indian mythology. Narsimha, whose body was of man and only the mouth, or can we say head of the beast is of lion. The just opposite is the shape of a lion body and head of a man. A gaze blank and pitiless as the sun. Eyes cannot be open because there is a gaze of the heat of the sun, and there is nothing, and pitiless sun. Pitiless because it don't show any pity on anyone, especially anyone. It beats all the eyes of the people, all the body of the people similarly. Is moving its slow thighs while all about it wind, shadows of the indignant desert bird. It moving slow thighs, and a gaze blank pitiless as the sun. Is moving its slow thighs, it gaze it going slowly, and while all about it wind shadows of the ignited desert bird, and we can see the shadows of the birds which are going to their home at the evening time. And in this line, there is only the first line which shows the optimism. And surely some revelation is at hand. Means the rebirth is at hand. It is also said in Gita that when the unreligiousness became at the highest vintage point, then the God take a revelation. As in Gita, the Vedvyas said, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyudhanam dharmasya tadatmanam srjamyaham परित्राणाय साधूनाम विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. As the religion was destroyed by the unreligious people, then the God reappeared and gave peace and gave the pity and gave the kindness to all the people who loves the God. So these lines shows the attitude, the positive attitude of the poet. Things fall apart, and as the spiritual widens, we get further from the center. Again, it's present the idea that we are losing controls. In this, after first line, The poet also once again became in passive mood. He want to said that we are going to lose the center because we became more and more free because of the industrialization or because of the science, because of the changing of thought and the societies, and all these thoughts make us far away from the religion. So this is the critical condition. Things fall apart, the center cannot hold, mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. I mean, there is only anarchy. There is no rules, there are no rules in the society, in the city. And only anarchy is everywhere and things fall apart, the center cannot hold, things are going loosed because center cannot hold means the religious people and the church and the temple and the mosque cannot hold the thinking of the people because the word is very wide and we get further from the center, we go further from the center. These are the next 4 lines, 5 lines. The darkness drops again, but now I know the 20th century of stony sleep. The darkness drop again, but now I know. The darkness means the unreligious society now drops again, means the come again, and but now I know, but I know that the second coming of the Christ is also at hand. That 20th century of the stony sleep and these 20 centuries, 2000 years of the after the birth of the Christ are going to end and were vexed to nightmare by a rocking cradle. Are all these darkness is vexed or became the darkness became very angry to a nightmare, to a unpleasant dream by a rocking cradle because there is a boy on the cradle. Rocking cradle is a phrase which is used for the rebirth of the Christ, and the cradle which was moving, which is moving now, it is a nightmare for the darkness and the darkness drop. It shows that the light is going to be happen. The good is going to be happen. Everybody wants that the good time will come, and this is the hint that the second coming of the Christ is at hand. And what rough beast, its hour come round at last. And the rough beast, the unworthy society, the unruling society, the bad people and the bad society is going to be end because the revelation at hand, the goat will punish them, and then the old society will settle by the speaking, by the preaching of the Christ. And what rough beast is though couldn't at last slouches towards Bethlehem to be born, and in the Bethlehem is a place where Jesus Christ was born. And now the second coming, the second birth of the Jesus Christ is at hand. These lines shows the positive side of this poem. And everywhere the ceremony is innocence is drawn. This line shows the negativity, the passiveness, that everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drawn. The ceremony of innocence, the society, the innocent people of the society, the innocent thinking of the society is going to be destroyed by the person who believes in these practices. The best lack all conviction while the rest are full of passionate intensity. The best lack all, the good person and the good people, the good society, all lack in conviction while the rest, while the bad people, the bad leaders are full of passionate intensity. They are working for their bright future. They are destroying all the society. They are going to corrupt all the society. But what could be done? Because there is only the kingdom of the badness in modern world. The freedom of speaking, the freedom of thinking, the freedom of representing their ideas, the freedom of election, etc. This shows that the society gets a very powerful weapon in their hand, and they are very pitiless to choose the leaders. A revelation at hand, surely the second coming is at hand, the second coming. This phrase shows the second coming of the Christ. As we know, it is said in the Bible that after 2000 years, the death of the Christ, that Jesus Christ take a rebirth at that time. And now this time is come. W. B. Yeats want to say that the second coming of the Christ is at hand, but he presents both the side of the poem. At one hand, he said that the atheism and the corruption and the unruly society is at hand. And then on other hand, he want to say that there is a way of the ray of hope. That there is a ray of hope, and that is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is going to take a new birth, and the cradle is moving after the birth of the Christ, and the beast which has ruled over this world 2000 years it became very restless. Hardly are those words out when a vast image out of spiritual Mandi earth troubles my sight. There is a picture of Egypt which has a lion body and the mouth of a queen or a king. So it can be said that hardly of those words out because he became very nervous. The poet became very nervous, W. B. Yeats, and when a vast image of the spiritual Mandi, and then he saw a vast image of spiritual Mandi means spiritual earth, troubles my sight, but it gives troubles to the sight of the poet because poet don't want to look at that eyes. A vast of desert sand, a shape with a lion body and a head of a man, and gaze blank and pitiless as the sun. This is the statue which has the body of a lion and the head of a man. And the eyes of this pyramid or this statue gaze blank and pitiless as the sun. It is similar to the sun because its eye also not shut down at any time as well as of the eyes of the sun. A metaphor for a monster, perhaps person or people. There is used a metaphor and it can be for a monster, perhaps for a person or a people, for a government, etc. This is coming in the near future who is immortal, immoral, action will destroy humanity. And the second coming is at hand and it makes the society good to live good in good situations. A shape with lion body and the head of a man, a gaze blank and the pitiless as the sun is moving its slow thighs, as the lion move slowly, the same condition, the atheism is also going to capture the society very slowly. While all about wind, shadow of the ignited desert bird, the desert bird are waiting for the death of the people and the death of animals. And the darkness drop again, but now I know the 20th century of stony sleep were vexed to nightmare by a rocking cradle. But these three lines shows the positive attitude of the poet. The darkness drop about, but now I know. The darkness drop about, but now I know because there is only darkness, there is only unreligious persons. But now I know that the 20th century of stony sleep, because the 20th century is going to end. This is 1924 and very fast it became the last of the 20th century and were vexed to nightmare by the rocking cradle. And he was vexed, he became anger to nightmare by the rocking cradle because the bad situations or bad people are very afraid of the good people. So the bad people are afraid of the rocking cradle. They don't want the rebirth of the Christ. They don't want the rebirth of the religion. They only want to kill the religion. This is the gist of this poem. And what rough beast at hours come round at last, slouches toward Bethlehem. And what the rough beasts are going to attack at the Bethlehem and slouches toward the Bethlehem means the destruction of the society, the destruction of the religion, all are at hand. Nobody wants peace. They only want to struggle, they only want to fight, they only want to take revenge. And what rough beast its hour come round at last, slouches toward Bethlehem to be born. Everybody want to know that the Christ is going to take birth or not. And some people believe on it and some people don't believe on it. Slouches toward Bethlehem to be born. And it is said that the cart of the people is slouches toward the Bethlehem. Bethlehem is the place where the Jesus Christ was born. About the poem. The Pandits who quoted it through are picking up the Yeats' word, but not his word view. As Helen Wendler, the great Harvard poetry scholar, and the other have pointed out, the second coming is really two poems. There is not only one poem, there are the two poems because the theme is very opposite ideas of the different theme. One side shows the darkness of the society and the second shows the brightness of the society. So we can say that the second coming is really not only one poem, it is all about two poems. The first 8 lines are filled with the pointed aphorism that Pandits like so much, while the rest of the poem suggested the unpredictability of how history will unfold. The second, less quoted part is one that speaks most directly to the grim situation in Iraq. This line shows the grim situation in Iraq. The second, the less quoted part is the one that speaks most directly to the grim situation in Iraq. Iraq is in a bad condition in these days. So, W. Bates want to present the idea of his thought to the society. It's wrote, the second coming in 1999, when the First World War was going to be end, an especially dismissed moment in the history, because nobody was satisfied with the First World War, and Europeans were shell-shocked from World War First. They are very shocked and deeply cynical Yeats' homeland, and this poem shows the cynical Yeats' homeland, Ireland, was lurching towards civil war, because Ireland is also going to tribute in the First World War. The old order in Russia had just been topped by the revolution that Yeats, who had a fondness for. And the old order in Russia had just been toppled by a revolution. A revolution uprooted the old order in Russia, and then Yeats, who had a fondness for aristocracy. Yeats want the aristocracy, feared would spread across the continent and the globe. Yeats' perspective on the word's trouble was not what many people who quoted him today might suspect. For one thing, he was not a Christian, not. He was a Protestant, but yes, he was not an Orthodox Christian. He is a very advanced Christian who believes in all the branches of the religion. He dabbled in the theosophy and the occult, and the considered Christianity an idea which time has passed. The second coming is not, and its title and the Bethlehem reference might suggest an account of the return of the Messiah, and what is being born is nothing resemble Christ. This last line shows that the cradle is moving because the Christ is going to take a new birth after 2000 years of his death. And what is being born is nothing resembling Christ, because the child's face is very similar to the child who was playing in the cradle. The first 8 lines of the second coming, as Mr. Wendler notes, are the philosophical part of the poem. And a rational thinking observer, a pandit of sorts, and is describing the word is definite, is foreboding terms. The falcon cannot hear the falconer. Paints a vivid image of the natural order coming apart. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. It shows that there is the unreligiousness, there is no rule in this world. Describe an onslaught of destruction, almost matter of faculty. But after those 8 lines, the poem suddenly becomes positive. As Mr. Wendler notes, oracular, like the Delphic oral, and this yet speak critically. Surely the second coming is at hand, because he wants to say that the second coming of Christ, the second coming of corruption, both are at hand, he said. But of course, surely here means it opposite. It is just opposite, because it is not about the second coming of the religion, but surely it is about the second coming of unreligiousness. And follows it not certain at all. It goes on the announce, somewhere in the sand of the desert, a shape with lion body and the head of a man, an indefinite creature in an indefinite place. There is a place of Egypt. There are statues everywhere, but one statue which has the body of a lion and the head of a man. So the poet wants to say that the second coming is at hand, but he doesn't know what is the shape of the person who is going to take a birth. It may be the Christ, it may be the beast. Both are at hand, because society is going to die. The poem ends with the open ending. This may be positive, this may be negative. It is depend on the readers. Thanks.